Hi guys, Mr. Jaeger here, and welcome to another channel update. It is now May 2020. Oh boy. Yes, hopefully you guys are all doing safe out there. It's been a pretty hectic thing. Um, yeah, it's been worst start of a decade. Easily. Worst start of a decade I've ever seen in my life. Probably will ever see in my life. So, it can only get up from here, I guess. Jeez. But no, like, I honestly hope everyone's doing all right and is safe and well. Because obviously, ugh, jeez, it's been horrible. But positive thinking, positive thinking. We've passed the peak. We're looking more positive now, and hopefully, we're going to be starting to see a restriction in the lockdown, so we can now finally sort of get on and do our normal things. Apparently, they've begun to open schools in Germany. Other countries are beginning to relax their stuff. So yeah, it's looking pretty good. Um, I will say it's been, with regards to my work, last week was the most stable it's been in a while. The first few weeks of April was interesting because we had shitloads of random schedules and random times, so basically there was no real set period apart from whatever, which was why I spent more time live streaming than I did recording, which is not great. But still, so now we're finally looking a bit good in terms of recording. At least touch wood. With everything going on at the moment, I'm hoping it's sort of more the case. But yeah. Also positive news. Yes, footage you're seeing is Star Citizen 3.9. Now in this particular video footage, you are watching someone who is looking at all of the new things for Star Citizen 3.9 because that dropped a few days ago. And I guess I must have bought I should have bought a lottery ticket when I played this because up until like a good day or so later, I didn't think there was any problems with Star Citizen. At least I wasn't aware of the sync issues or instability issues, which I suppose really it was just a sync issue regarding the launcher going into for players to their connecting to their accounts. So I mean, apart from that, and obviously the occasional other glitches, it's an alpha. So again, people are. I admit I've made this mistake myself, so I'm not going to say I'm an innocent soul in this endeavor. But basically, it is an alpha. We are expecting to see certain kinds of things. It is frustrating. Don't get me wrong. It's not like we can't just take this on the chin and be all happy about it. It is a frustration. But positively speaking, 3.9 at the moment still feels much better, tons better than it has been for a while, which is really good. I'm liking this. I'm getting some enthusiasm back for that game because after having it be so buggy for so long and with various things with the org I'm with, it was difficult to keep the momentum and happiness, especially when you're trying to record something and then like 20 minutes into your session the game crashes, or 20 minutes or like 10 minutes in you're stuck and so you can't move, or your ship basically is fucked and you just have to then reset your account, try and get this. It was not fun, but regardless, I'm making it sound bad, it's still a very good game. Like when it works, it's god tier. It's just unfortunately the opportunities to see it in its god tier mode are few and far between at times. But that's not so the case now. Now it's actually working quite nice, and there have been a bunch of new features being implemented into 3.9. I mean, to give 3.9 credit, it did. They were working on it when the virus dropped and dropped hard. So you can forgive you can forgive CIG for being a little Robert Industries for being a little bit more practical when it comes to certain things. People were already bitching about the fact that we don't have the Idris or whatever, and I'm like thinking, dude, it was a non-player flyable ship anyway. Yes, it's nice to see the largest ship, technically the largest military vessel in the game so far to come in. But again, it wasn't flyable. It was only for a mission. So, don't get your horses up. It was just an opportunity to see it. I guarantee you, if it did come out, it would just be like, everyone would lose their shit for maybe a day, and then it would go back to normal. So, the Idris is lovely, and I can't wait to see it, but I'd rather see it in a position where I can enjoy it fully, rather than have it re-rushed. So, it's fine. I don't mind the fact that it's been cut. But going back to yeah, the rest of the Star Citizen is looking pretty good. They've added some new features. We've now got a prison system, so anyone worried about players trolling, now actually there's a way for you to counter that. There is a new, you've got, to be honest with you, the irony is now that the players with a bounty system are getting hunted by bounty hunters going into the prison and killing people with bounties. For me, I'm going to be a little honest, I'm okay with that. If you decide to be a dick to someone in a video, if you decide to be a dick to someone, I think for no reason, then karmatic justice cometh your way. So yeah, for me, I'm just like, yeah, don't worry about it. I'm kill them away. It's lovely. But no, so, but no, apart from that, we've got new minables, new consumable minables. Obviously, the big seller is the new Babbage, which is what you're currently looking at the moment. The new Babbage city location, as well as the new moons. I've yet to go to the moons. I probably should have. Oh yeah, I did a fuck up. I didn't actually go to the famous Promenade Bar place. I'll try and make sure to go to that at some point in the future and sort of record that. Even though everyone knows what it is, I need to record it because reasons. So yes, Star Citizen looking really good, and they implemented the Prowler as well, which everyone's losing their shit over, but I've not seen it in first person, and everyone says as soon as you see it, you will love it. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to have to take your word on that. But at the moment, I'm kind of like, it's just another transport ship. It looks kind of cool, has some intriguing functionality, but honestly, I can't really say I'm over enthusiastic about getting it. There are plenty of other ships in the sea, and I've already got my little quartet or whatever. I actually just upgraded my LTI token on one of my Pisces. I bought like 3 life insurance Pisces when they were available back in CitizenCon. So basically, I've had like a resource of lifetime insurance tokens, 2 of which I've spent on fighters because I'm thinking I'm going to be potentially doing fighter stuff in the future, and I kind of wanted to have a big thing, so there you go. So I'm probably going to save the last one for a bigger ship, a ship that I really want to go for, and I might try and get an upgrade on my Freelancer, because I don't use it as much, and I'd like to sort of maybe upgrade, even though the Freelancer is a very good ship. So I'm a little reluctant to do that. But then again, the opportunity to upgrade a Freelancer to a Cutlass Red serves more of a purpose when it comes to clan-related items and everything. And again, if I'm desperate, I can always just, I can always just get another Freelancer. God. But still. So, yes. Yeah, that's basically the plan for that. Anyway, going on to the news, actual honest-to-God news. Streaming. So I've been streaming lots and lots of Guild Wars 2 lately, if you hadn't noticed. Yes, I've been playing a lot of that lately. It's been very much a lot of fun. If you don't know what Guild Wars 2 is, I probably should try and get some footage of me doing it. You know, I'll try and use some of the footage. I think I've got some footage somewhere of me playing it along with some friends. But no, basically, Guild Wars 2 is a online multiplayer, massive multiplayer online fantasy / industrial age, I suppose, game. Set in a fantasy world with various races. You can play different races and different classes and basically play through the storyline. It's actually it's an older one. It started in 2012, but now it's still being updated, still doing stuff, and they announced a new expansion which is being worked on at the moment, so I'm quite looking forward to that. And it's been a lot of fun. There's a lot, I've always been a Guild Wars fan. I mean, I played the original Guild Wars back in like 2007. Was my first ever online experience, truth be told, in video gaming. So yeah, it has a special place in my heart. But yeah, so regarding the usage of it, I have been doing a lot of it. I still do intend to do quite a lot of streaming with Guild Wars 2. Obviously, now that I'm not grinding as many characters and doing as much things, I still want to continue and play through some of the stories. I need to catch up with some of the other characters to a decent story point. But yeah, I do want to continue streaming the story and playing with my character through the sort of thing. So overall, I'm very much enjoying it and looking forward to being able to progress even further. Because we've only just, in the time frame we've had, I've played through the main story now like 3 or 4 times, which is an endurance effort, I'm not going to lie. But once you get past the tedium of the core story, there actually is quite a lot of decent stuff in the background, story-wise, to do. So it is something to look forward towards. But it is also frustrating, depending on what kind of whether you enjoy stories in games like that or not. Excuse me. Anyway, So I've been rambling on for a little while. Let's talk about some. Let's go. Let's shift the phase on now to content. But last thing about streaming is we're going to be doing more streams. Obviously, the system I have at the moment, I'm not really got a schedule per se. I'm going to try and keep it roughly around the same schedule. But obviously, with work being so frantic and odd, it's difficult to say. So generally speaking, I'm streaming at least a few times a week. So if you like the stuff, let me know in the comments, and I'll link my Twitch in the description below, in case you are a Twitch viewer and wish to go there. But I obviously also live stream to YouTube and Twitch at the same time. So if you miss anything, there's generally a video you can watch, whereupon you can catch up on what's missing, which is fine. I'm gonna try. Actually, one thing I will try and do in future is to try and lower the amount of time I stream. So rather than it being like a 5 or 6 hour stream, unless there's a really good reason, I'm going to try and cut it down to like maybe at least 3.5 hours. So that way I'm not, A, it gives me the opportunity to stream and get on with other things, as well as B, make it so that you can comfortably enjoy watching it. Because I've watched video, I've seen some of the videos I've made where I've gone like 6 or 8 hours, and I'm like, you know what, probably should dial it back a bit, just so that way people who may be interested in watching it don't have to sort of look at the video and see a bloody tsunami's size wave of content inbound. So yeah, I think we're going to try and work with that for a little bit. So anyway, there's that little last tidbit on that. For YouTube content, now as said, because of all the whole pandemic thing and the scattering of my schedule, recording stuff has been definitely considered an interesting challenge. But on a more positive note, with the stability now coming back into form, I hopefully should be able to get back into a more, like actual normal recording thing. I have been recording, but just not as often, and not on a variety of games as I probably should. So I've recorded a few episodes of the Shogun 2 campaign, which is great. But the downside of that is that, unfortunately, I've also got a bit too many episodes recorded. Looking on my thing, we've released, I think, the episode 77? No, 74. So we've released, I think we're on a 74, 75, I believe, is the latest Total War episode. And I've got up to 102. Like 102 episodes, like 27 episodes recorded, not released. Now this is admittedly scattered over a larger period, but because obviously we've bulk recorded on some occasions and done whatever, it's just naturally built up. So what I'm going to try and do for this month is maybe, and apologies for those who enjoy a bit of variety, but I might try and focus on just trying to get as many of these episodes rendered and released, and then that way I won't do a mass upload, but I'll probably over the course of May focus a bit more on releasing more sort of episodes regarding focus on more episodes regarding Shogun 2, so we can hopefully catch up on majority of them before the end of the month, so that way we can sort of go with that, and then I'll try and I'll continue on with a more regular-ish pattern, but for the time being, the most content I have right now is Shogun 2, and it is taking up a lot of space on my drive, so I do want to kind of offload that, delete the episodes, delete the thing, and then be able to focus on more stuff with regards to that. So there is. I am also still recording other stuff. I do enjoy doing the mechanics thing. There is Corruption 2029. It is very good. I am enjoying it. There are bits that are frustrating, but I am continuing that, so that's fine. What else? Okay, so nothing else in terms of recording with what I'm currently talking about, but one thing I have taken a slight break from, which I'm going to try and get back into a little bit soon, is the Hearts of Iron 4, which is admittedly my most popular thing. How? I don't know. But it is my most popular series when it comes to doing stuff, and it's really difficult to get enthusiasm for this particular mod for Hearts of Iron at the moment, because since the release of the La Resistance DLC, things have just not been quite working out as much as I'd hoped. Trying to record stuff, trying to sorry, I'm just looking at a variety of things. But no, I'm looking I'm looking at this sort of thing, and I'm like, I'm not a huge fan of the La Resistance in general. To be honest with you, I don't really find the having spies. I mean, I'm not a spy person to begin with. I actually quite enjoyed Old World Blues at its point that we were at when I was doing the Enclave. I think, to be honest with you, the Enclave campaign, which I did bulk record and push out, which I think I'm glad I did, because as soon as I uploaded the last episode, a fucking update came out, which was just, it was like I just dodged a bullet, or I just got out the building before the monster came in. So I could hear it massacring all my friends inside, but I'm still, I suppose in a Fallout perspective, I was the last one out before a Deathclaw entered the cave. So basically, I'm hearing all my friends getting desecrated and destroyed by this Deathclaw, but I'm still outside with like my Pip-Boy going, well, at least I dodged that bullet. So yeah, it feels like, obviously they've implemented the intelligence thing, but I don't think it really works with Old World Blues, because obviously not every nation has the ability to use, it doesn't have the ability to have factories to be able to produce, the spies. It doesn't have, there are some nations that are stuck in tribal / civilized who can't even do it. So it's like, I think having to have the spy mechanics in a game in a mod that I don't honestly think needs to have spy mechanics in it, kind of just fucks up the whole thing. I don't know if they've deleted the opportunity. I don't know if Old World Blues crew have stopped spies actually working for both player and AI, but I would like an option. Truth be told, my biggest complaint of the whole thing is I don't have an option to turn that off. You know, I don't mind not having the perks of spies if I can just turn off having spies. So I can just play the game I wanted to play before having to fucking worry about spies. Because basically all of my infantry, despite doing the exact same shit that I did last time, just they can't seem to attack a point to save their lives now. And this is up against tribals. So clearly there is something, like the last time I played, which again was a while ago, so maybe it's been updated, maybe things have stabilized since then, but Hearts of Iron 4, basically Old World Blues is what I play primarily. It's fucked for me at the moment, because my infantry struggle to attack certain points, even though I've got a spy infiltrating their army and supposedly giving me the advantage. And the game and the balance of power also says, you know, hey, your odds are actually looking pretty good. And then as soon as I begin to attack, my whole army just falls apart before it even starts. And I'm just like, okay, so there's a reason for this happening, and it's not because I'm being an idiot. It's clearly it's something that is affecting my actual stats. So again, it could just be that I need to redo a few things, maybe play a session or something like that, and then work my way around it. But obviously, playing Hearts of Iron 4 to test something does still take time. So again, it's something I'm going to have to work on in order to get what I want out of it. But it has killed my enthusiasm for Hearts of Iron 4. I do still want to play it. I still want to make series. I still want to do something with it. You know, East Coast Glory, I still want to do that. But the problem is, if the game's fucked up and makes for doing any kind of warfare to be extremely difficult because, you know, sodding spies, then it does kind of kill the enthusiasm for it. And don't forget, this is my hobby. Like, I've not earned a single penny from doing this, and I get requests to doing things left, right, and center. But like, yeah, maybe, but if it's not fun, I don't want to do it. You know, at the moment, I think you could say I'm fortunate that this is still a hobby for me. So if I was earning, if I had a Patreon and people were, you know, subbing whatever, then I'd be a bit more like, yeah, this is kind of like a job now. So I'd be more determined to make certain efforts in that regard. But this is still a hobby for me, so I want to be able to enjoy recording and playing something, because I feel the magic is when I'm enjoying the game more, rather than me just playing it because a certain amount of people told me to play it. You know, you can spot a fake from a mile off, and I'm extremely critical of the shit I released. I even had a series where I was playing as the, not Heaven's Gate, New Canaan, there we go. And I had a whole series all more or less done, and then I just scrapped it because I thought, you know what, I don't sound enthusiastic enough. I don't sound like I'm actually enjoying playing this. I sound like I'm playing this because an update came out and I should play it. You know, and that for me just did not work well. I do not like that. So yes, I am very critical on that, and that's why it has not really been a series for that since. But no, I will try and see if I can find a workaround. I do want this to work. I do want to be able to play Old World Blues again. I just wish fucking Paradox would allow us to remove the ability to play stuff. I mean, if we could turn off DLC, that would be nice, but I don't think that then they would probably muck up some other shit as well. So it's just one of those things. Yeah, it's really not helpful, but you know, hopefully it'll work itself out eventually, but still it's nonetheless frustrating. Anyway, so I've been rambling on for 20 minutes now, so I hope we'll actually take this opportunity to say goodbye to you, my dear fellows. So thank you all very much for your support. Thank you also very much for subscribing to the channel, commentating, everything. I love reading through some of the comments, especially the ones with people somehow being terrified of my laughs and giggles when I'm doing shit in Hearts of Iron 4. It is completely unintentional, which is it's just one of those sort of not say spur of the moment. It's one of those just reactionary things, which is terrifying. I suppose, yeah, this is probably why it's terrifying. But yeah, it is immensely awesome to see your support, and it helps me keep up with this thing, because at the same time, this is a hobby. And if I didn't have, you know, if I didn't have you guys commentating or whatever, it wouldn't be nearly as fun as it is at the moment with what it is. Like, I can make videos, I can laugh, I can do whatever, but like then hearing other people's reaction to said uploads is also just as awesome. So defo keep it up. Looking forward to seeing more comments, more stuff, more love. And yeah, I hope to catch you all in the next one. I will probably be streaming, at the time of the recording, well, the upload, which should be the 4th, so May the 4th be with you. I hope I might be streaming on, well, this Monday, which I will be making a post about, because I don't honestly know when I'm going to be doing it. Probably early afternoon, maybe 2 o'clock, maybe 2 to 3:30. But again, only going to be doing it for a few hours. Anyhow, once again, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. This is Mr. Jaeger, signing out.